Hey y'all, and thank you for tuning in to Divine Feminine Tarot Tea, okay? If you like what you see, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, okay? Don't never be afraid. Come on through, hit that bell. If you want to be here every single time me and the T team are up in here getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages, if you would like a personal reading from me, do not be afraid to hit me up at dftarottea@gmail.com. If you got a little tea for me, you just want to share a little tea, a little something about a reading, go ahead, hit me up at dfteabox@gmail.com. Also, if you would like to make a little love offering to this channel, okay, dftarottea at CASHAPP or PayPal. Y'all, let's go ahead and get into it and see what Spirit is giving to us today. Okay, we don't know, but we're going to find out, okay? Y'all see it? Summer is among us, okay? So you just never know. Girl, you just never know. You just never know, child. Okay? The Knight of Swords, okay? The Knight of Swords comes out to greet us. The Knight of Swords, it's all about action, baby. He's all about being impetuous, doing him. A lot of Knight of Swords energy has been meeting me in readings today. Okay, air sign energy, Aquarius, Gemini, Libra energy. Okay, when we see swords. So, okay. Two of Wands. Somebody's making plans, y'all. There is a masculine that is making plans, thinking of a master plan. Got nothing that was sweat inside my hand. Okay, was that it? So somebody is sitting back making plans, okay? We have a very, quick to move, quick to act, masculine, okay? That's sitting back in the back making plans, trying to figure out what he wants to do, how he wants to do it. Something that he's been thinking about for quite some time, okay? Going through a lot of emotions in his mind, trying to find the reason, trying to find the logic for the things that are on his mind, okay? Seven of Cups energy. This is somebody that has been in a daydreaming about the things that are going on in their life, thinking about emotions, trying to make sense of their emotions, y'all. Somebody's in an emotional place, trying to make sense of their emotions, trying to figure out what has happened, what is going on, what is the deal, okay? Doing a lot of thinking, y'all. Somebody is thinking their ass off. Trying to kind of come up with a new perspective, okay? Trying to figure out how they can get a hold of their emotions, try to get into a space of abundance with their emotions. Also trying to figure out how to get to a place of completion, trying to get to a place of love, trying to get to a place of family with a Queen of Pentacles, y'all. So we got something going on, y'all, okay, between a earth sign woman, most likely, or somebody that's high in earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, air sign masculine, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, okay? We're sitting here right in the middle of Gemini season. So we got some Geminis that's going through some shit. Now, I want you to check something out. We got a Knight, okay? I'm just trying to keep y'all on track. We got a Knight that is going through a feeling a way, wanting to take action, wanting to be logical and taking action. However, he's trying to take action with a Queen, okay? This man's trying to take action with the Queen, y'all. A Queen she's in a place of mastery. This is an earth energy that's very grounded. She has mastered grounding herself. She has mastered what it means to be stable, to be secure in her resources. And y'all got this little Knight out here is trying to go after her, trying to clear up his emotions, trying to figure out how he feels about her and how he can pull her into a 10 of Cups. Okay, how he can pull her really into a marital energy, y'all. This is the Hierophant over here. Also Taurus energy. He's trying to figure out how to really get her into that space, a space of completion. But this Queen of Pentacles being pulled here right next to a Hierophant. And then we see the Queen of Wands. Baby, this is a very powerful feminine energy, okay? We're talking somebody that's high in earth and fire energy. And between this is the Hierophant. So all of this is her energy. This is a Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands. This is somebody who, first of all, spiritually speaking, this is a feminine who is extremely, extremely, extremely gifted in terms of her ability to speak things into existence, okay? This is somebody that has a lot of divine knowledge and divine counsel and speaks with authority. Now, I want y'all to catch it. This is what this Knight of Swords is trying to do. This is what he is trying to be. He's trying to be logical. He's trying to get control of his actions. So right here out the gate, it's giving very much not evenly yoked. Now, I don't want to just go off, you know, because we got to continue to let spirit guide us through this reading. But right out the gate, the spiritual weight here is sickening with this feminine. Like, this is a goddess. This one of them girls, okay? And here he is, a little light in the ass and wanting to pull her into a 10 of cups. 8 of Pentacles, okay? This man would have to focus and become a Queen of Pentacles to be her match. Now, I want y'all to catch it. He's a Knight of Swords right now. He would have to be more grounded, get his money up, get his weight up, get his education up. He needs to start thinking like the type of man that's got his shit together. You feel me? This is what he needs to do and would have to do in order to really, you know what I'm talking about? He's over here. Knight of Swords is impetuous. He might just jump out here and he's impulsive. He's quick to act. He'll jump out here and go to war on sight. You know, that's not somebody that really has got the wisdom that the King of Pentacles has that's really going to build up security. Notice the Queen of Pentacles is here. King of Pentacles is here. This man would first have to focus and study and like become the type of man that thinks like the type of man that could even be a King of Pentacles. So there's a serious maturity deficit here, y'all. 4 of Pentacles. There's a serious maturity deficit at play. This man would have to not only get his money up, King of Pentacles, he would have to learn how to hold on to and properly allocate his money. This Queen of Pentacles is the type of woman that has high expectations, okay? Whoever you are, feminine, whoever this feminine is, she has very high expectations in terms of money and financial security. One thing about it, I ain't saying she no gold digger. But she ain't messing with no broke, okay? This is one of those. I ain't saying she all about the money, but if it ain't about the money, you needn't call. Okay? And he would have to first show himself capable of being an 8 of Pentacles, the type of man that can work his fingers to the grindstone. Okay? And that he could save some money and hold on to some money. Okay? And to that point, he really don't have a chance with this feminine. Okay? 8 of Swords energy. He really does not have a chance with her. Like, she's locked off and blocked off from him mentally, until he can show her that he's the type of man that can, like, you know, go out and bring home something that she can use. I'm just giving it to you straight. Okay, this is not a woman she ain't like that. Like, oh, let's just be cool. Knight of Swords, you be impetuous, you be quick-tempered and all this, and be out here making a fool of yourself, finna set yourself up to end up in jail. Okay, with your stupid, I'm just gonna jump and do it at the drop of a hat. It's on sight when I see Buddy in the street. That's not the type. That's a juvenile man compared to this woman who is so high. Y'all got to understand, this woman here, this feminine, if it's you out there in the collective, this is a feminine that literally is prepared to give divine counsel. It's prepared to lead. Like, this woman could sit at the head of a board in a corporate situation. That's how good this feminine is with money. That's how good this feminine is with her mind. That's how good this feminine is with creating security. So you're talking about somebody that could literally be sitting back with a master's in business, or could be sitting back having been the matriarch in her family since she was 12 years old, is what I'm hearing. Okay, sometimes, you know, any divine feminines, a lot of times, you know, we're pressed into being the head of household very early. We've been matriarchs since before we should have been damn near women, okay? So this is that type of woman where she literally can lead. She could lead an army. I'm hearing it. Because that's how good she is. She could be a head of military treasury. Okay, that's how good she is with strategizing and understanding how to allocate things for battle. This is a strong mind, very secure in knowing about how to get to the bag. This man ain't really ready for that. And until he's ready for that, he's not going to be able to get with her. Straight like that, okay? He wanted marriage. 4 of Wands. Marriage is blocked off. 8 of Swords by her. Until she see what she needs to see. Ace of Cups with the 6 of Cups. Granted, this feminine feel like her and this man have had some amazing memories. Like, she'll never sit there and tell nobody she ain't had no good times with Buddy. Like, we've had some amazing ass times. But, oh, I'm finna get with you and marry you because we had some good times. This woman doesn't place a lot of value on emotions. Not to say that this is a feminine that is not emotional, or if this is you out there in the collective, girl, I ain't saying you ain't emotional. Okay? But you really, like, emotions ain't gonna pay these bills. Okay, emotions ain't gonna put these kids through university. That's where you at. Okay? 8 of Cups. You don't care about all that. You can walk away from the emotional aspect of it. Like, no shade. This is a feminine that's like, I love you, but see ya. Okay? That's not difficult. You know, for some women that's difficult to do. This ain't that. Okay? What tangibles can you produce? Are you producing any tangibles? Are you producing anything that I can actually use? Are you producing anything that's going to help me get my dreams met? This is a very business-minded, entrepreneurial-minded woman. Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Queen of Wands. What is a man bringing to the table that she can use and parlay into something more? That's what the conversation is about. Period. That's what the conversation is about. What are you bringing to the table that I can use to bring up the table? Okay, it's like what are you giving me? That's what she's looking for. So we're seeing a deficit right here, and this woman is walking away. Okay, walking away and moving on and leaving this man lonely. And I'm gonna tell you, this 5 of Swords tells us this man feels betrayed by this feminine. He feels betrayed. Okay, he feels that his destiny, the Wheel of Fortune with the Hermit, is being stripped away as he's left here lonely. This man sees the value and the weight of this Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands. He sees the weight. Of course he does. He knows the benefit. Of course he does. He's sitting there in a whole Knight of Swords. He got to get to a King of Pentacles. So of course he sees the weight in it. Who don't want this type of woman on their team, especially when you're a Knight of Swords? Because what we see here is that this Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands, is in position to level him up in a big way. Even has the anointing to do it, as in the spiritual weight and authority, Hierophant energy, to do it. It's super duper grounded. A Queen of Pentacles with a Hierophant. This is Taurus, 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 gang, gang, gang. Okay? Of course he wants to be with this woman. He want to get leveled up. He can't even keep himself calm. So of course he want to jump into it with her. He would be a fool not to. But what's in it for her? And that's the type of woman we're talking about. She's not looking to save no man, okay? That's just what it is. 6 of Pentacles with the Tower. So we see right here, this man is looking for a leg up. He's looking for a handout. I can't listen. That's what it is. He's looking for a handout. He's looking for a leg up. He's a man with a hope and a dream. And he's hoping that things move really fast, as is always the case with a Knight of Swords. They're hopeful that things just, you know, take off. Okay? That's what he's hopeful of, okay? He's hopeful that things will really just take off. And this isn't a good combination. This man and his kind of lackadaisical expectancy and kind of risky behavior with a woman that is so powerful. Spiritually, this could become disastrous for him, because he doesn't recognize, his Knight of Swords doesn't recognize just how much power he's in. Okay? It's way too much for him to handle Tower card energy, but he's not thinking about that. He's thinking about how he can be leveled up. Okay? He's thinking how he can harness this energy for himself. But what he doesn't understand, and what a lot of karmic masculines don't understand, is that you're not going to be able to be a knight and harness this kind of energy. You're going to get hit. If anybody saw the Jordan Peele movie Nope, okay, there's no way I can spoil this movie for you, because it was just a strange movie. So no matter what I say, don't feel like it's a spoiler, because you still had to be there. This is the type of situation, if anybody remembers when they were, what was it, at Jupiter's spot, where he tried to have all the people come see the horse, thinking that the creature in the sky was not going to eat the horse. Because it's like, no, I got a pact. You can't have a pact with that much energy. It's going to destroy you every time, as was the case in that particular situation. Okay, for those of you that saw it. You're not going to have a pact with an otherworldly high-level energy. You can't harness that energy for your own gain, which he was trying to do. That's not possible. You're going to get swallowed. You're going to get swallowed. Y'all don't get me started on that swallowed. Y'all see I had got off of it for a minute, okay? He's going to be swallowed, okay? Swallowed. Okay? And he's not understanding that. There is no harnessing a feminine of that magnitude. So he's setting himself up for failure. The Tower energy, the Five of Wands, okay? This is going to be nothing but conflict. He's creating a situation where he would be in a love relationship, the lovers, with somebody he's in consistent conflict with. And it would eventually erode him. It would erode his soul. It would break him down. Not this feminine, okay? Not you if you're the one looking, because you're too high. You're heavy. You have a very heavy spiritual weight. Ain't no Knight of Swords going to break you. He doesn't even have enough spirituality about himself to break you. Child, please. So this man is setting him up for something that he really is not equipped to handle, but he doesn't have the spiritual knowledge, if you will, to know that, okay? So there's a lot of we see Tower and Five of Wands energy that could potentially come through this relationship, okay? If it's the masculine watching, bro, you in over your head, okay? If it's the feminine watching, girl, no matter how this goes, you're gonna come out, you're gonna be straight. This is one of them unscathed, no matter what situations, okay? Page of Swords, okay, with the Three of Cups and the Knight of Cups. That's all this man knows how to do. Previously, he has been able to kind of use these types of tedious games to kind of get down on karmics, okay? Three of Cups energy, he's been able to do it. He's been able to get down on karmic energies in a way that's allowed him to just really slide by being nothing but, you know, the boyfriend, the sweetheart. Knight of Cups, here goes some flowers. And for them few little flowers and stuff, these women have done a lot to level this man up. This man may have gotten buildings, okay? This man may have gotten money. This man may have gotten all types of finances. It's been a lick for him. Y'all hear them fireworks out there. So it's been a lick for him, okay? It's been a lick. He's been able to hit big just on, hey, I'm a man and I'm here. Girl, that ain't finna be the case with you. Three of Wands, okay? In the future, moving forward, we see this Queen of Cups energy with the Six of Swords. You don't care about that. You being sweet and nice to this man is really contingent upon what he's able to do, what he can produce. If you can't provide, nothing's gonna come in this situation. This Queen of Cups energy will quickly turn into a situation where you're out here talking to somebody else, being in love with somebody else. Three of Pentacles, Page of Cups, being in love with somebody else and moving on, baby. And that is the message. So for whatever the case is, whatever is going on, if this man continues to stay in this relationship, thinking that he's going to be able to get something out of this because he done landed him a real one. You know how they when they be confused. Thinking that, you know, he done landed him a real one and he going to be able to get whatever out of it. It's not a good idea. That Tower and Five of Wands energy makes this a star-crossed relationship. If anybody is in this relationship, if anybody is in this situation, look at what listen, do y'all see? What? Reckless love, sex at best, okay? We saw that with the Lover's card energy. Off and on, hot and cold, attached. The Tower and the Five of Wands. The relationship is star-crossed. It can't go any further because of the energies, the actual spiritual energies. The spirits involved will not allow this relationship to flourish. This feminine is way too heavy and way too spiritually elevated, way too lit, too much of a fire energy, just too heavy. This is such an unevenly yoked situation. This man is over here being a jackass. He's setting himself up for spiritual failure, okay, by basically being himself, trying to be some form of a gold digger. He thinking he gonna come up off you, okay, feminine, if you the one up in here. He thinking he gonna come up off you, when truth, you're not gonna let nobody come up off you. And you know what's even crazier? Your spiritual currency is so high. He's trying to come up off of your spiritual currency, okay? Off of your divine knowledge and wisdom, your knowledge, and easily you just have a mind for money. You have a good mind and spirit for money, a good passion for sex, a good spiritual wealth of information. Legit, he's just trying to come up off that, okay? Because remember, this is a knight. He trying to come up and call himself going to try to be a king of swords is what I'm hearing. Somebody that's of good sound mind that can make good decisions, because this man's bad decision making has been legal matters. I just told y'all. This man's poor decision making is, you know, we saw it early on. Risk taking. He out here playing himself. You know, I'm hearing drag racing and shit like that. He's been making a fool of himself in different areas, thinking it's fun and it's cute. He don't have good sense. This is a man that's been hoping to just simply come up off this feminine's good sense so that he can become a king of swords. By the way, This feminine ain't looking for no King of Swords. She's looking for her match. She's looking for a King of Pentacles. Okay, this Queen of Pentacles, what's she going to do with the King of Swords? Watch him make decisions? Watch him be of sound mind? She already of sound mind. Where is the money? Where is the money? Show me the money. If this man can't show her the money, him and his legal matters, it's never going to work out. She's going to block him every single time. He's going to get blocked. She's not going to live a life where she's not able to do the things that she knows she deserves to do. That's the type of man we dealing with. It's like, bro, I deserve this, I deserve that. If you can't give it to me, you're really blocked. Like, I'm not here to help you level up in your mind, okay? I'm not here to help you level up in your concept of how to get to the bag. I'm not here to help you level up and make good decisions because you too crazy to know that you shouldn't be your age and be out in the street gambling, drag racing, drinking, and so on and so forth. So I'm not here to help you figure out how to be a man. I'm here to come up you're here so that you can be with somebody you can partner with and come up with, okay? A King of Pentacles. That's all you looking for. He can save all of you. You're looking for somebody that's already grounded, that already has a good solid mindset, that can bring some money to the table. You ain't looking for nothing else. Okay? So this man out here making legal problems for himself. You're not going to support him or back him in his legal problems. You're not that. Ride or die. I'm with. Let me hear you say yeah. No, this ain't that. Well, you're right for me. No, nigga. Okay? No. This ain't that. This ain't that kind of party. Okay? So this is that type of tea. No strings attached, okay? This what this man would have to realize about you is that you are essentially for this man what he can consider to be bad news. Yes. It is this Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands that is technically what this man, and with his wants and desires, he may want to consider this woman bad news, okay? Because all they could do is bump heads. Again, the relationship is one that is star-crossed, okay? Meaning that astrologically it doesn't work. It just doesn't. Notice that this woman shows up with a lot of air and fire sign energy. I'm sorry, earth and fire sign energy. This man is air, and then it seems like he might be an airhead on top of that. Listen, we're not doing that. Okay, so there's a lot of reasons astrologically why this just will not work. Okay, bumping heads is kind of like y'all are into it before it even gets anywhere. Okay, this man was actually hoping to get into a familial situation with you, but why would you get in a familial situation with him? You wouldn't be happy with that. He don't have no money, and he want to keep acting like the no money thing. Okay, this is a man that acts like the no money thing is not a thing. Baby, yes it is. Okay, so Spirit, show us what are the additional messages, okay? Because somebody needs to be warned of this. Understand, this relationship is literally talking about from the stars. Okay, it's not fated. Okay, we're talking about just spiritually speaking, it is not fated. Okay, this man may have grown up with absolutely no family. Okay, so true love is something that he equates with somebody putting him on a pedestal. That may be something that he has never had. Okay, just friends that will help him. This is something that he's never had. So he's thinking that this is what friends are for. You know, help me, help put me on a pedestal, help give me a leg up. And he's looking to this feminine for that. That's not, he's going to have to learn to be a man on his own 2 feet. Okay, you see that knighthood, he's perpetually stuck in that until he learns that it can't be about your friends, and you need to let your childhood years of not being cared for, that level of trauma, that's something that he's going to have to get through. This is to help this feminine recognize who this masculine is. Okay, this is just some of the backstory. Some of y'all, just so you know, like, oh, okay, that's, you know, who that might be. Okay, this man needs a lot of work in terms of prayer. Okay, because the paradise that he thinks is out there for him, okay, this man is articulating to this woman, okay, that is just so much more mature than him and is not going to put up with it, but he has articulated to her in one way or the other, hey, I have a belief that you could help me with this. I'm hoping that you could help me with my business. This man may have a trucking business, something to that effect, okay. This man may even have something to do with, okay, with the hay rides and things in the South. I'm just getting that transportation. He may be a bus driver who is hoping to get his own bus company. He may be an Uber driver that's thinking he can get some type of chauffeur's license. Something to do with transportation just seems to be lurking around him. Either way, this is a man whose idea of paradise is not realistic. He's looking at you thinking that you can just come in and save him. Okay, that's ridiculous. This man is not in a space to be realistic at all about anything. Okay, the paradise that he's wishing for is one that you are going to witness, feminine. You're going to start to see it leave him. You're going to hear the promises. You're going to hear what he says is going to happen and what he's about to become. And you're literally going to watch it kind of move away from him as he continues to express his love to you. And he needs you to be there. And let's take vows. And he's really going to get extreme with this energy. I told you, 10 of Cups, trying to find his fulfillment by kind of pressing you into a 10 of Cups. Saying, hey, let's have a baby. Let's be together. Let's be a family. Help me with my business. This is a masculine that doesn't understand that coming to the table, just saying help, 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 help is not what's going to work for a feminine like you. Queen of, I got to say it again, Queen of Pentacles, the Hierophant, and the Queen of Wands. The help, 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 help me, help me, help me. He might be able to do that with like a Queen of Cups, Empress, Temperance type of energy. You know, that might work, okay? With you, it is not going to work. You're way too grounded and you expect him to be on point or get the hell out the way. He's not going to be able to marry you and baby you into, or just lip service with let's take vows, let's do this, knowing he might never do it, the spiritual union, let's light a candle, you know, all of that type of thing. He's not necessarily going to be able to use that to rope you into a situation, but this is what he's going to be thinking, okay? That's not gonna work. This man can't pray you into being his new love. Be wary of that and pray for protection over yourself, because this man is praying and hoping and wishing to a point that it is literally materializing in the astral. You don't want it to manifest, okay? Because remember, this is star-crossed. It is not destined to work. So you don't want to allow him to get to a place where he mess around and get this to manifest in a way where it creates like the whole baby mama, baby daddy situation. You know, that's what happens a lot of times. One person wanted it, one person didn't. It manifested, but it manifested kind of, okay, sort of. So now there's this baby in the mix that really belongs to one parent because only one parent wanted the baby. Oh, that might have been a little too real. That might have been a little too real right there. I might have went, and that might have been saying too much, giving too much of the astral game away. Okay, but that's facts. Like a lot of these babies are being manifested by the father or the mother, but not both. And then when the baby gets here, y'all, you know, everybody want to run a child support and all of this type of stuff because you mad, but truthfully, half the time, only one of y'all really was invested in that relationship. That's why it's important to be careful when both people have not shown that they are in agreement and that the love is going both ways. Because if the love ain't going both ways, that 10 of Cups is not going to manifest. You're going to manifest the 5 of Cups. You're going to manifest half of that. Half. You're not going to get completion. You're going to get half. And when we see the 5 of any of these cards, you don't want half of the shit. Half of it is never going to make you feel good, y'all. Pause, just a little tarot lesson right quick. Completion. With the 10 of Cups, you're going to get a whole family. You're going to get what you want. You get a 5 of Cups, you're going to get grief. You're going to get mourning. That's when only one person is invested. You're going to end up with grief. You're going to end up with mourning. Okay? 10 of Pentacles. Okay? Somebody wants a legacy. Somebody wants everything to be long. They want it to go right. They feeling it. But only one person is invested. You're going to end up with a 5 of Pentacles. Somebody's going to be left out in the cold. Somebody's going to be hurt. Somebody's going to be sick. Okay? 10 of Wands. Somebody wants it all. Somebody willing to carry the weight of the whole relationship. They'll do anything for it. They're like, I just want to manifest this. I'll take on all the burdens. You're going to end up with conflict. That's a 5 of Wands. You're going to end up with half. You're going to end up with half. I promise you, you're going to end up with half each and every time. 10 of Swords. Where things get so bad, there's nowhere else to go but up, okay? And people think like, okay, you know, I know I didn't hit rock bottom in this relationship, but if I just hang in there and work it out, you're hoping for that. You're going to end up with half. You're going to end up getting betrayed by somebody that's just in a power struggle with you because they really want to get free of you. That's a 5 of swords, y'all. Don't be manifesting no shit in the spiritual when you're the only one that wants it. Because if you mess around and get what you hoping for, you're only going to get half of it because you're the only one that put it in there. You're going to end up with conflict, betrayal, loneliness, okay, or grief. Now that's just what it is, okay? That's what I tell y'all. A karmic relationship. The spirit heard me. I gave the whole spiel, and spirit heard that. A karmic relationship. You don't want to end up in a karmic relationship. You don't want to end up in a situation where, because only one of y'all was interested in it, you're just in a bad, painful situation at this point, and it does not reach completion. Okay, it is time for this man. Really, this man needs to go out of town. The actual mate for this man is out of town. She's not even in his area. She's somewhere else, and he's trying to force himself. This man is very imposing, okay? And he's trying to impose on another lady's free will, okay? This man is so full of unrequited loves in his life, and the reason for that is because he's always trying to get completion with people that don't want him like that. He wants to get completion with people that see his brokenness and get the hell away from his ass, okay? But that's who he wants to find completion with, okay? Unrequited love, okay? This man is steadily trying to stay optimistic in situations with people that don't really want him like that. Okay, listen, I had a man slide in my DMs yesterday, and when I was like, no, thank you, this man hit me like, well, I run 7 miles a week. I have no problem chasing. Baby, I had to go ahead and block him. Okay, this man is one of those. This man is one of those. I'm just telling y'all how T.I. is. This man is one of those. He feels like he can just keep on trying to manifest with the same woman, okay? This man already has a baby mama because he was out there doing that. What did I say? 5. 5. This is half. He already got a baby mama because he was the only one that even showed up to that relationship. He got a baby by a woman that didn't really want him. So 9 out of 10, some of this man's legal problems are connected to that child because didn't nobody want the baby but him. So now you got an unhappy baby mama, and he was sitting there thinking that if he just went ahead and pressed the envelope, okay, the situation would come to some type of like, okay, you know, she feeling me now. That it don't work like that. This lady did not want him, okay? Whoever she was, she did not want him, okay? So this man has a habit of trying to manifest with women that don't really want him. So there's a lot of brokenness around this man. Broken relationships, resentment. And now here he is trying to do it with you because he's lost. Okay, this man is lost, and these legal problems is finna kick up. Y'all see it. Okay, this twin flame energy. Okay, the police station. He gonna keep playing games with these women, and somebody gonna put a stalker charge on his ass because, and that's typical of a Knight of Swords, just so y'all know that as well. That's not uncommon for a Knight of Swords. This man keeps playing games with women that really ain't to be played with. Just what, you know. Okay? Because of what he going through. This card flipped over. We're going to read it. Look, I love you. Now, this is a restraining order situation because if I didn't call the police is between the twin flames and the I love you. So you see somebody can't. And I told y'all, he likes to pin pregnancies on people. So whoever out there, y'all, make sure you wearing your personals and protection and trap time and night in your drawers. Because this man is perfectly okay with trying to stealth a woman, okay, in order to get a relationship out of it. He's comfortable with that. That's ridiculous, but he's comfortable with that because this man is like, I get it how I live. You know, he doesn't have any shame, okay? This man is shameless. He doesn't have any shame, and he'll try to get you, okay, to help him provide for himself in whatever way he can. He's not embarrassed in any way, shape, or form. It's like, you know, whatever I have to do. So this man is losing sleep about this. He has a karmic tie to you. This is a karmic twin flame, okay? This is a false twin flame energy. This is somebody that, I'm telling you, it's so significant that Spirit really pointed out to us the significance of that 10 and that 5 because this relationship is something that kind of primarily exists in his realm, okay? It's not something that you really care about. You assessed him as not being capable of providing for you. You assessed him as not being capable of giving you a King of Pentacles, and that was kind of all you needed to know, okay? Let's just call a thing, right? That's kind of all you needed to know, okay? It's like, yeah, I don't think you can, you can't do what I need done. Thanks, though, okay? However, this man is like obsessing over it. He's looking through old text messages. He's trying to figure out what he can do to kind of reignite things. This man is thinking that maybe he can come to you and lower your frequency. I want you to be careful. Actually, I'm going to take that back. You probably don't need to be careful, because this is a feminine energy that thinks this man is so like, you got to be damn kidding me. We dated for a minute and now I'm done. But that is something that's on his mind. Maybe I can lower her frequency. Maybe I can get her to drink. Maybe I can get her to do this. Maybe I can get her to do that. Okay, he is thinking that for himself. This man is headed to ego death. Okay, he has another love child coming. You know, he's in a shady space where he just really believes that playing these little games is, you know, oh, I get her pregnant. There's something a little pathetic about this man. And I'm not even saying that to be no hater. It just is. Spirit seeking clarity. Give us additional messages for the collective tonight. This man don't have a lick of sense. 10 of Pentacles. What it is? 10 of Pentacles, y'all. I know he ain't still trying. Spirit give us the additional. I know he ain't still trying, girl. I must be seeing things. Girl, just look at this man all over the place. Energy spilling out all left, right, and sideways. This man has developed a drinking or marijuana problem. His energy is all over the place now. This man has developed some type of a vice, addiction to a vice. He has picked up a vice. Energy fell everywhere. He's losing his mind. That's another reason he wanted you to get with him and be with him. This man's looking for some type of stability. That's why the 10 of Pentacles keeps coming up here. This man is afraid that his risky, foul behavior is going to lead his ass down the pathway to hell. Okay, just straight like that. 10 of Pentacles, again, we see this Queen of Wands and the Sun. Yes, this man is actually, spiritually speaking, he is in need of somebody to discipline him. That is what he needs, and he may just end up in jail where he actually gets a warden. See, what he's not understanding is things is going to manifest. Okay, so he needs correction. So he might end up with a correctional officer. You know what I'm saying? He might end up with somebody in corrections. But what he was hoping, because he feels the spiritual pull that he needs correction, that he needs help, what he was hoping is that you would be that. And it's understandable that he made that mistake, that he mistook you for his twin flame, because this man saw the divine knowledge and ability that you have to be a corrector, if you will, because of that divine wisdom and knowledge, okay, that comes from that Hierophant card energy. So this man did make that mistake of thinking like, oh, okay, you know, this might be the one, this might be the teacher, the mentor for me. He's wrong, though. You're not here to teach, to mentor. You don't even do that. That ain't even your forte. Okay? But that's what he was hoping for somebody that can come in and be that tough love that he needs as a man, that can kind of put him back on to his destiny, his destiny's path. Okay? Destiny's child. Okay? This is what he was hoping for, is somebody to help him get on his destiny. As though that's your responsibility. And I mean, it may be someone's. It may be his soulmate's responsibility to get him out of this Knight of Swords. And what he's not realizing is the Knight of Swords is his destiny. Okay, this rebellious, you know, being stuck on weed and all this is a part of his destiny. It's a part of his path. And it's a part of his path that he himself would have to clean up. It is not any karmic's problem, 3 of Cups, to clean up his destiny. It's not none of his baby mama's problems to clean up his destiny. Okay, 6 of Cups. And if you are the masculine listening to this, I want you to hear this, because you're getting correction from me right now. Okay, in this reading, you need to get your shit together. Okay, you need to get your shit together. Okay, and quit thinking that some woman is going to come along and save you. Okay, you want to be saved? And ain't nobody here for that. Ain't nobody here for that. Nobody trying to save nobody. Now, it's one thing to come together, but it's another thing when you just out here with a, you know, like you out here panhandling with a top hat on the side of the road. Ain't nobody got time for that. 6 of Cups, you better grow your ass up. Okay, 6 of Cups, okay? The past is the past. Quit looking for somebody to come in and mother you because you are injured and wounded. 9 of Wands, get your life. 9 of Swords energy, okay? Nobody, let me tell you something. And this feminine, if she up in here, this Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands, let me tell you something. This man ain't gonna bring nobody nothing but a lot of anxiety and misery, because every time he walk out the door, Knight of Swords energy, you don't know what he finna do. You don't know who he gonna get into it with, because he one of these on sight bastards. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I saw bro that I lost that money with. Soon as I seen him, I was on his ass. He one of those. He one of those. Nobody got time for that. Nobody got time for that, okay? And I mean that. Nobody got time for it. Nobody want to be bothered with it. So he's going to bring a lot of irritation to anybody that gives him a chance, to anybody that decides like, okay, let me go ahead and work with him on it. He don't have his shit together, y'all. I'm just going to tell you the truth. So how you going to really work with him? How can you really get him on a level? And that's something that he got to realize. Don't nobody want to be bothered with that. Queen of Pentacles or not. Queen of Pentacles is not doing that. What I see right next to a Five of Pentacles. What did I just tell y'all? He's not going to get it because you're not invested. We see this 5 coming up right next to this Queen of Pentacles. You're not invested. Nobody's invested in this but him. So it's a half. He's going to be left out because you're not in this. Even the plan of it, even the idea of it, you assessed him, okay? You assessed him and was like, oh, I hope good luck with that, okay? That's where you at. You like, I'm not about to put myself in the trick bag with this fool. Like, why would I do that? So with that being said, it is what it is. It's not something that you're about to get yourself invested in. He's in it by himself, okay? The 5 of Pentacles is half. I done told y'all, it's half. So it's not something that he's going to really put himself, he's going to be able to get a return on, though he is hopeful, okay? Page of Wands energy, okay? That's the message that he needs to pick up and understand. He's not really doing that because we see with the page here, even in Wands energy, okay, where there is some type of passion, where there is some type of fire. Again, it's juvenile for him. We're not seeing him come through as a king, okay? There's some things he needs to catch on to and understand. We see the Moon card energy here, okay? The Moon and the Lovers. There is some element of romance that may have existed between the two of y'all on this kind of juvenile level, where if you were just looking for something sweet and fun and like something that reminds you of childhood, you know, those innocent moments, like that was cool, okay? That was cool because you recognized this man had a young spirit. So you were like, okay, that's cool. But that was not something that you were going to like, no feminine in that Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands Hierophant, baby, was finna put her actual time into that. It's like, this is cute. Like, you know, I had a couple of good nights with you, but you talking about a lifetime? Put my lifetime into somebody that don't have their shit together to that degree, okay? No. Okay, this man was hoping that he could find victory with you through talking. 6 of Wands, 8 of Wands. He was hoping to find a win with you just through conversation. Just through, hopefully, you know, I can kind of sweet talk my way through it. I can kind of get her to fall in love with me through my conversation. You were way faster than him in conversation, way slicker than him in conversation. Also, I'm getting the vibe this Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands, feminine energy has been with men that were really pretty slick in terms of their business sense and their ability to walk the streets, okay? Kind of that street boardroom type of guy. So this man to you was just not that impressive in terms of his game, okay? That was not that impressive to him. His game to you. His game, you was kind of like, I'm not really, I've heard better, okay? So that was the justice for this, is kind of him having to realize that you were not interested in disciplining him. Y'all see this woman giving this man a spanking on this card. Baby, you wasn't interested in that with him. You like, I date grown men. I've dated grown men. I'm not here to help you figure out which way is up, okay? So we see the Magician coming through here, okay? Spiritually speaking, what this man doesn't realize is that he kind of manifested something that's kind of, again, it wasn't something that could really be to his benefit, okay? It's like he manifested kind of almost, I'm telling y'all what I'm hearing, okay? Almost a demonic spirit. Okay, because a trick was kind of played on him in this mentally. And this is going to have a profound effect on his mental health. A trick was kind of played on him mentally, making him think that he could kind of come for you, go for you. Again, remember when this started? And I said to y'all, beyond the shadow of a doubt, like, this is a situation where the energy on your side was just way too powerful. And it was going to ultimately kind of create a negative experience for him. That is what we're seeing here. There was no way that this man was going to be able to function and stand on his own 2 feet in your presence. And his own kind of lies and sweet talking and things he was doing in your direction, these things really created a lot of blowback into his own force field, where he's now having to really face and realize and come to terms with the fact that he kind of manifested a lying spirit that really came back to bite him in the behind. And his trying to lie to and sweet talk you, he ultimately lied to and sweet talked himself by thinking that he was in the position to charm you. He might have been doing this, like literally just bringing you some champagne and thinking like, doesn't this make you think I'm a gentleman? No, it doesn't. It's small potatoes, okay? This man also underestimated the type of men this Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands has been exposed to. That was a major misstep, okay? He wasn't understanding, like, you know, that little wine, that's not enough, okay? Because you have been exposed to King of Pentacle energies, okay? Men that truly had class, men that have traveled, men that had money, men that had brighter personalities. He just was never a contender. And by the time he figures this out, it's going to be a massive blow to his ego, okay? King of Pentacles, King of Cups, okay? It's going to be a blow to his ego, okay? And at the very most, it's going to kind of pull him into his emotions. Three of Swords right behind that. It's going to pull him into his emotions in a big way. This man's going to end up being very emotional about you when he realizes that he was really out of his league. And he's going to experience a lot of heartbreak energy, okay, behind this, because it really is nobody's fault. He really manifested his own karmic demise in this particular relationship. And again, it was always star-crossed, but because he thought that who he was and what he's about was going to be enough to really just talk him out of the reality of the relationship, he really made a bad decision, okay? And he's going to find himself emotionally torn up when this I can't even say when it ends, because to this feminine it never began. It was just like we went on a couple of dates, it was cool. Maybe we, you know, messed around a time or two, it was cool, but you were never somebody I was gonna fool with like that. So this man's gonna have to transition to really realizing who this woman is, which is a full-on divine feminine goddess, Ace of Pentacles energy. And he's gonna have to realize she was never offering herself to him to begin with. This is gonna be the beginning of a major hit. I know somebody is saying like, why should that be that big of a deal? Girl, your guess is as good as mine, okay? But this is gonna tear this man up. Okay, really realizing that it always had its limitations. Ace of Pentacles, okay, with the Page of Swords, okay? Y'all hear these firecrackers going off. This gonna tear this man's mind up. Okay, Page of Swords with the Fool, okay, and the Four of Swords. This man was in a space where he felt like he was being very mischievous, okay? And, you know, I mean, he wanted to get a new beginning with you and it stalled, okay? It stalled. I mean, it stalled. I mean, you were not even remotely looking for something like that. I mean, you know, Four of Swords with the Death card. It stalled, it died, it ended, okay? It was something that you consider to be on the bottom of your shoe, I will be honest. This Queen of Pentacles, Hierophant, Queen of Wands energy is a little on, I'm getting like a kind of an uppity, stuck up. There's something uppity and stuck up about this feminine. It's like, I know you didn't expect me to accept that, okay? That was trash. There's that type of energy. Somebody who feels they did the work in their life and I just would never go back and accept. Why would I go back and accept that? Okay, it's something that really is giving crazy to you. Okay, it's not something that you were fooled with. Okay, that's just the Lover's card. We putting it back where it actually belongs, which was pulled with the Moon card. There was never a point in this where you were gonna do that. Okay, so for you, it was like he wasn't worldly enough. He wasn't mature enough. Not necessarily something he's gonna be able to handle. I have to be honest with you. But in the future, okay, you're going to do just fine. I can tell you that. Okay, this is a Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles star card. I mean, I'm sorry. Star card energy is here. But Hierophant energy. You may also have a propensity to model. Okay, somebody may consider modeling, hostessing. I don't know. There's so many places you can go where people will really receive you. Okay. This card flipped over, y'all, so we're going to read it. There are so many places you can go that will receive you and will receive you well. You won't really cross a lot of other energies like this as you move along in your dating life. As you move into this next level too, where you're like this star, it could have something to do with becoming like accidentally falling into being a social media influencer. Accidentally falling into being a fashion plate, okay, of some kind, or really, I don't know if somebody could be a Fashion Nova model if they wanted to be. Somebody could be like a hostess. Somebody could be an MC for parties. Somebody might have a talent for DJing. I'm not sure, but somebody is like in position to come into a place where they're really going to sparkle and shine. And you're going to find that as you get into that space, like guys like him won't even be able to locate you anymore. It's just going to be like, okay, because that's your energy. Like you also are a star. So it's like he was really just preparing to waste your time. Three of Pentacles energy, when there are all these men that are literally about to be watching you do your work and do what you do, that are going to be like, yo, I want to know her, okay? And going to be willing to do anything to get to know you, okay? Seven of Swords. They're going to be willing to do whatever. It's going to be like, how can I get her number? Is it about DMs? Do I know somebody that knows her? Can I send her, you know, secret admirer, a bouquet of flowers? There's so many masculine energies that are going to start running towards you that this man here is just, it's such an afterthought effect. As far as the next places that your life takes you, he's not really somebody that's ever even going to come up again, because there's so many masculines that are going to overshadow his energy. And you never was that interested or hooked on him anyway. Like this was just a situation where somebody you dated for a moment was taking you way more seriously than you knew, okay? Five of Swords. Again, there's a half, okay? This thing was cut in half even in terms of time. You really had no interest in it. You saw this as an opportunity to just make plans to do something else. That's what you did during this time that you dealt with him. Okay, you had a lot of, also you had a lot of secrets. There were a lot of things about you never shared with this man, and rightfully so. Shared with him for what? You wasn't finna be with him. You never considered this man or took him seriously, not even for one moment. And he's sitting over there planning on how he's supposed to be able to figure out how to get you to help him get money and get in a 10 of cups with him and have his baby girl. You was never on that with this man. You always looked at him as a kid under you. Like y'all may be the same age. He may actually be 2 to 4 years older, 2 to 5 years older. Girl, you always was looking at him like, you know one thing I wish it would. You was always on that type of energy. Like you can't handle me. Six of Pentacles. You always felt that way. Like I'm not your speed. So we see the Six of Pentacles coming through. Again, this Queen of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, Hierophant has a lot of attitude. I want you to catch that T. Somebody has a lot of attitude, okay? Two of Pentacles, Judgment card, Page of Cups. Church bells do ring when the Judgment card comes through the building. Y'all already know. You never considered giving this man. This man was thinking you were going to be giving to him. And you were going to be giving him like half of your resources. Two of Pentacles, thinking about, you know, how much of my money can I give him? This man had you all the way messed up. And this is why judgment had to be called. And you calling judgment, you made this man feel like a child. And whatever you did, whether it was blocking him, because we did see blocked in the cards, you truly just moved on. It was with E. You was like, is this a joke? As if, okay? And you left this man. Whatever he think about you, child, you're not even concerned with it. You like, I don't give a damn. You know, I've moved on. That's what I can tell you. Okay? You don't care. You like, I'm going with my life. Okay, so this man is now in a position where he's ready to blow up. And he is like holding on to his dream. Potentially holding a grudge. You got to be kidding me. Huh. Potentially holding a grudge for what he really believes you're robbing him of. Okay, that Four of Pentacles speaks volumes. He feels like you're holding back your value from him. This man has a lot of strange ideas. He feels like you're holding back your value from him, okay? You should want to do more for him. In your mind, this man was nothing more than a hookup or a one-night stand. It's not somebody you ever took seriously because you know your level. Like, your mind is on the money. Okay, there it is. I mean, I can't make it no clearer than that. Your mind is on the money. Your mind was always on the money. You like, okay, we hooked up. Y'all might have met online or met at a club. But, known each other since high school. Who knows? Whatever it was. You was like, okay, that was quick. That was cute. That was a fling. And he was really sitting back there making long-term permanent promises for you, okay? And now you wondering why he keep trying to get in touch with you or trying to figure out what's going on or trying to find a way to send you a text message, talking to people about you. This is why, because he really thought y'all was finna move towards something. And like, now you're getting it. You're seeing signs that this man called himself being in love with you. That's how you look like, oh, he called himself falling in love with me, baby. I would never be in love with him. Okay, this man had a whole thing going, thinking it's like, it's divine time and this is it. This is gonna be her. And all of a sudden it happened. He was on some damn Humphrey Bogart or something like that. All of a sudden it happened. Okay, unexpected. All of a sudden he thinking something finna go. Great possibilities. I'm finna be with her. This is finna be bliss. I'm finna be happy. Like, he was all the way wrong about you. In this man's story, like, what he thinks, he would describe you as being cold. Okay, it's like you came through, like you was giving very much. Y'all remember Jacqueline Breuer in Boomerang? Y'all remember how Robin Givens was? She was just like, Marcus, what I am doing to him, whatever it is I am doing to him, you seem to be taking personally. Am I right? Or, like, he's giving all that kind of tea. Okay, so it's very Robin Givens right now. And that's how he feels about you. Like, he would give you a description of, like, you're not just Jacqueline Breuer Robin Givens. Like, you would be like Mike Tyson Robin Givens. Like, like, she's a gold digger. But it's not that. It's just that, yeah, you do have a little bit of an attitude, feminine, if you're one in the room. But at the same time, he was offering absolutely nothing but lies. And now he's saying you were the liar because you were keeping secrets from him. And he had all these romantic feelings for you. He's missing you, thinking of you, baby. He feels like you ghosted and disappeared. His heart is broken and shattered. Girl, you did not ghost him. You did not disappear, girl. Did none of that happen. That is all a figment of his imagination. At least in your version of reality, okay? And as we know, in any situation, okay, there's this person reality, there's our reality. May the best reality win. Okay, and in this situation, shout out to who did I get that from? I think I got that from Young Pharaoh back when he was, still him. That's another conversation. But may the best reality win. Okay, and with that being said, and why is that important? It is important because that's what happened here. This man found himself in a situation where, he just had you wrong. Okay, and now he's had to contend with the realities of your reality. It's like, hey, I'm not feeling you like that, I mean, you're kind of cute or whatever, but yeah, thanks for it was a great night, right? Catch those 220s on the nightstand with your little sexy ass cheeks. Yeah, go ahead. Take that $40. Go and grab yourself a little bottle of Alizé. Enjoy the rest of your night. Like, you was on that type of time. And he was making it a whole storyline and shit. Like, you're like, no, thanks for the good time though. Okay, that's like all you have. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like that's all you would give it. Okay, this man like putting 5,000 on 10, and you just like, yeah, I didn't really like you like that, bro. Like, just so you just catch that fade. So y'all, we ain't did no playing cards in a second. We're gonna go ahead and let our playing cards speak a little bit on this one. Learning our playing cards together with dftarottea. Y'all know I be trying to have a jingle for when I pull out the playing cards. So we come out with the Queen of Clubs, y'all. Then we come out with the Ace of Clubs, y'all. It's a lot of clubs. Let me see your freak show in the club. It's a lot of clubs coming out here. Okay. Y'all, it's a lot going on. With our playing cards, we gonna get down. We're gonna get down with these 5 here, okay? That fell out to themselves. We got that Queen of Clubs. We got that Ace of Clubs. We got that Jack of Hearts. We got that 3 of Spades, baby. And we got that What we got there? What that is? That 3 of spades and that 6 of spades. Okay, we're gonna put these to the side. Y'all know I'm gonna run to my you dig. Okay, a deck of spells, hoodoo, playing card, magic, and root work and conjure by Professor Charles Porterfield. Okay, I probably this man. He's probably getting all types of little book sales. Yeah. So this man, you know, he's hurting, but it's really low key. Like it's giving very much kind of like he played himself. So yeah. So we see the Queen of Clubs here. And what is she giving? Okay, consult her. She will give wonderful advice. Facts. If this man had ever actually just asked you what was what, you'd have told him the truth. Like, bro, you just a piece of ass to me, to be honest. Like, I don't see you as something serious, okay? You'd have told him that. Had he just given you the opportunity and been like, what's tea? He never did that. Okay, so we got this Ace of Clubs, y'all. Promises of great wealth. Like, you have a lot of promise of great wealth around you. And for that, which we've already seen, and by the Queen of Pentacles energy. And in order for you to continue on with him, you're like, where's your promise of great wealth? Whole time he thinking that he's promised great wealth because he met you. And you're going to be directing him. No, that's not the way that it works, okay? And now he know, Jack of Hearts. You are a trusting man, a friend, sometimes a foe. Avoid him. You knew this right here. And the man was naive as hell. Like, he was too trusting. What you think, I'm going to give you all of my spiritual goods, weight, and authority? Because why? When we know you might walk out the house tomorrow and go straight to jail. Like, you make bad decisions. You're going to get out here and drink and catch yourself a DUI. Like, you one of those. 3 of spades. Loss of property. You knew what this man could potentially bring to you. Not only was he not going to provide or add to your pot, he was going to take from it. Is this really what we're doing? Like, no. Okay, 6 of spades. The Death card. Right. Right. The Death card. Right. That's what you gave him. Get your ass out of here. Talking about we gonna be in love. Why would I be in love with you, bro? Why would I do that? You over here right now, you coming over here drunk in the middle of the night from some bar, smelling like Hennessy, car parked halfway. You know the people, you know they drunk, they parallel park out here. He go to space, they parked. You know, like they lined up straight, except it's 3 feet from the curb. You coming over here with that kind of, I don't want that. I'm ashamed people even finna come and look and know that damn car that's parked 3 feet from the curb, they finna come up now, you finna ring the bell for Baker. So everybody can be like, ooh, he going on my house. That you already making me look away. Pulling up here, park AC Doocy, ringing the bell for Daniels. You got me out here looking like everybody gonna look and be like, oh, she affiliated with fools. He ain't thinking about none of that. He wants you to take your reputation and your weight and put it behind him. A knight. Child, please. Ten of Swords. Right. Judgment. Church bells ring for the Judgment card. Just keep coming through the building, okay? Judgment card with the 10 of Swords. The decision had to be made, okay? This man is a strong fool. I'm going to read these literally because it just speaks to it, okay? This man's a strong fool, okay? You put an end to this and made the decision. The 10 of Swords, the thing hit rock bottom. Like, I hate to say it hit rock bottom because, again, it was only ever halfway. Everything was a 5. You never were involved in this. This was all what he was trying to manifest. Okay, so it really didn't hit rock bottom. It just kind of manifested in the only way that it could, which was, you know, he had his hopes and his dreams, and he probably still got them, low key. He probably still got them. Okay, Justice card with the 9 of Wands. So justice was served, and please be advised, yes, this man was left injured. We see it again and again as we pull for this. This man was left hurt. Okay, this man is saying you're a bitch now, just so you know. Queen of Swords, like, he's just like that dirty bitch. I'm just telling you the truth. You do not get you have no good rep with Buddy right now. Okay, 6 of Wands and the World. This man needs to just face the fact, this shit here, it came full circle. It ended. It ended before it even got started, which was good for you because you was just like, I never cared like that. Like, I just think we had a few good dates. Like, we enjoyed a little Starbucks, you know. We took a couple of trips, took a couple of Ubers, like had a good couple of nights, you know. Walked through the rain a little bit. You know, you came over my house and embarrassed me, you know, parking out in the parking lot and shit. And, you know, then it was over. Okay. So Page of Pentacles, this man is, you know, I'm just letting you know his emotional disposition. He did not take this well. He's sitting back. He's kind of like trying to find himself again. But it was kind of an absurd idea from the beginning. This man really was trying to, don't feel bad for him. Because this man really was just, this feminine, he was trying to take from her. It was kind of a, let me harness your energy. Let me switch places with you kind of thing. Let me make your world my world. It was never fair. It wasn't based in love. It wasn't based in true affection. 5 of Cups. And this is, he wanted a 10 of Cups. He ended up in a 5. He ended up in grief. That's what he had coming. You know, trying to move fast, kind of trying to get you to hurry up and manifest with him. The Empress energy here is the reason why he's miserable, is the reason why he's heartbroken, is the reason why things aren't going well for him, because what he was trying to do wasn't honorable to begin with. So this man is now left in this King of Cups, highly emotional energy, where he's had to face the facts and kind of compromise it within and kind of face the fact that emotionally speaking, he was always putting himself first, putting himself in a, making himself the center of attention, okay? When he just wasn't. He might have been the center of attention to himself, and that's kind of where he's left, okay? He's the center of attention to himself at this point. And that has left this man feeling very unbalanced, imbalanced. It's, you know, 2 of Pentacles, kind of out of sorts, knowing that what he thought was ridiculous and nobody was feeling it but him. But it is what it is. I mean, you never promised him anything. It was star-crossed from the beginning. It was never faded. It was always operating in full 5s. He was hoping to bring it to 10s. No. That's just straight like that, no. And that is the way that the cookie crumbles. So if anybody, you wondering, like, what's up with this man as he's trying to kind of keep, you know, ever so often tap you on the shoulder, wonder if he'll come back. He didn't take that well. He had plans for how he could use you to level up, and he ended up getting embarrassed the fuck out of. If you have enjoyed this Divine Feminine Tarot Tea, please go ahead, like, share, subscribe, okay? Do not be afraid to come on through the building, hit that bell. If you want to be here every single time me and the T team are up in here getting it in with all of these good old tarot messages, okay? And if you would like to, you know, make a little love offering to the channel, okay, as I always say, give me a little wedge of cheese, just a little Swiss, just a little brie, just a little blue, you know. Go ahead, hit me up at dftarottea at Cash App or PayPal. And as always, I will catch y'all in the next one.